The match done for now. We go into the next one. It's gonna be Yanek versus Pan. Pan, we saw earlier, we didn't see, but happened off stream, take on Eamon, where I believe he lost 2-1. Could be wrong on that one. I was just off the top of my head thinking here. And Yanek, in the meantime, gonna try and see if he can climb the leaderboard a bit here. He's sat further down towards the bottom. I had a really good chat with him last week. Incredibly nice guy. As you can see, sat down 34th. Even if he doesn't have a chance to make it into the regionals, into the finals, he still has a lot to play for, because he's a guy who's still, I mean, as with everyone else, is wanting to climb up those ladders.
Definitely. And yeah, both names I see a lot when I play ranked team duels. Yanek and Pan. Yeah, they are almost always in queue whenever I play. I either see Yanek or Pan. And both players who aren't that long in the competitive scene as well. Somewhat newer players. I mean, not really new to the game, but still for the competitive scene, somewhat new. And yeah.
So into game number 1 we go.
Pan, we are on the Labrador Road, but it is a very long road, so finding a lineup can be quite difficult, but Yanek is on a east-west stretch.
Oh, I thought he had it for a second. I mean, he does have it, don't get me wrong, but I thought it was a 5K to start off the day would have been a good start.
Being less than 1 kilometer on the location on the Happy Valley Goose Bay road.
That's a win.
That is.
You think this is the
impressive.
US? Delotris?
I do agree.
Yep,
100%.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
1,000,000%.
Not Australia? Not Australia?
No.
No? Okay,
no
okay.
Other possibilities. Oh, we also had a flag.
Ooh, and we have a good state sign there as well.
On
Yanek scene. Isn't that what it is?
Do
the
we?
blue
No,
one,
those
37?
no, those are county signs.
Ah, county. Yeah, never mind.
So if you know your counties, then it's helpful. But the majority of the players don't know. The county is just too many.
It's only Debris. Only Debris knows all of them.
Yep.
As they're both in and around Nebraska. Well, I scratched that Pan. Just one state further north towards South Dakota. Will come up victorious here in round number 2. 800 damage done to Yanek, as it practically just, well, yeah, evens out the scores.
Let's see. I'm actually very excited about this matchup, because this is another one where I have quite a hard time to really make a prediction. Of course, Pan has the upper hand if you look at the win rate, but still both players are very, very strong. Especially Pan. I've seen a lot of very impressive guesses from him lately. Especially last week, there was this Indonesia round on the coast. I think you were hosting it, right? I think you were on the cast, yeah. Pan, I mean, out of nowhere, he got the right road there. Yeah, really impressing me with those guesses, and that's only one of them.
Yeah, it's incredible. As I said before, I mean, whenever the players can get that good, that is absolutely insane.
Also doesn't miss on some locations where I'm clueless, so I feel like both can surprise me in those terms.
Down towards the southeast, just out east of Kalmar, is where this one takes them. And as you're saying, as we've been saying so many times in the past, I mean, Sweden, incredibly difficult to get the proper pin on, with the terrain being so similar around the country. As we now head into round number 4.
We do indeed. We should be in Ecuador. Also a country where you get those single yellow lines, but especially double guardrail is a very common thing you see in Ecuador. And combining that makes it pretty easy. Could always still also be Mexico with a single line and double guardrails, but by the looks does strike you more as Ecuador. Yanek did look on this sign. He is in Montalvo, which is one of the towns given on this sign.
Yeah. Couple of comers out as it comes to an end. We head on in to round number 5. Did you know what that song was?
I don't know the title, but I do think I know the song. Is it just Ecuador?
It is.
Okay.
Into the mountains we go. Look how beautiful this is. They'll take their swings down the curvy bends here and try and see what they can get off of it.
We have a sign in... It was multiple languages on it. It's Italian. But again, we have this handrail going along the guardrail that I mentioned earlier. This time it's not Albania. This time, you better believe me, we are in Italy. We have German and Italian on the signs. So I would assume we are somewhere northeast.
Yeah.
Maybe around Bolzano, that area.
Beautiful city, by the way. Very beautiful city. If you get a chance, go to the mountains of North Tyrol. Very, very beautiful. As Trento is where Yanek is setting up shop. A little further west of that. Yeah, I mean, he did alter his position just in the end of it, but they're both going to be within the same area. A lot of people in chat, I mean, earlier today as well, said it's very hard to pinpoint in Italy, but despite that, both of them within 40 kilometers here. Good guesses.
Yep.
What are you thinking here, Yanek? Very quickly to go down to Coritiba.
Poles. We have an area code. Okay, it's 42, so it should be RGDS. Oh. No. RGS is 50. Spread up.
It's okay. I accept you anyway. You are hereby excused.
Thank you. One of the few that accept me for blundering my area codes in Brazil.
As long as you don't do any more Australias on the US rounds, then you're okay.
I will be extra careful for that. At least for today.
Only for today. Only for today. Headed in now. Round number 7. Practically tied scoreboard here between these two. There's a lot of info available here once again.
Yes, we are in Peru. It also said a city on that, I think. Something with Paz. I don't know if that is a city, but I would believe it is.
And the first to log in here. It's been Yanek playing the quicker game. Last couple of rounds. We'll see if he's gonna make something happen with the time that he has available. Nope, actually opted to continuously move a bit further north, taking him further from the target. Still out victorious in this round, but could have been even more damage come through.
Yep, I must say that was pretty far south. I also thought we are closer to Ayacucho area. And now let's see what we have off the bat. We are in France. We have French poles. The spiky top. And we have a sign for Yanek. Don't really know what it said, but I know he had a sign.
Yeah.
It's now hidden by his map. Did he make usage of that? I don't assume so. But good region guesses, both somewhat covering the southeast, but it was down deeper there.
Yeah, towards Orange. They have some very beautiful amphitheaters down in that area of southern France, down by Rhône, or whatever the river is called. It goes down towards the water. In the meantime now, both of the players heading far down towards the south here. Is that yet another of those super famous roads since they're both instantly there?
Yes, because it is all yellow lines, which is usually not used in Chile. Usually it is white lines. But in their national parks and on some roads, it is all yellow. So you know, if it looks southern and you have all yellow lines, you're on the 9.
You are on the 9, and Yanek is going to be right on top of it. 5K here to set himself even further ahead, coming in to round number 10.
Again, Yanek is really impressing me with those pinpoints. I mean, we had it first off in the Canada round, where he had the right span of the road, and this time again getting the right span.
And from a Yanek 5K, we now get a Gelotris 5K in Turkey.
Oh, surely.
No pressure, no pressure.
What is there to use? So far, there's really nothing. I mean, we are somewhere in the west. I can tell you that much. But besides that, still a lot of possibilities, because I don't know if it's the northern or the southern mountains. It's saying Akhisar, that's west of Konya. Fairly big city. It is visible from a pretty far distance. But they both go way further northwest than it is. But yeah, there it is. You see it on the map.
Yeah,
I
round
mean,
10.
with west of... Okay, I said west
Yeah.
of Konya to give a pinpoint because I didn't know which other city to mention because all other cities aren't that famous.
Happens like that. Happens like that. Yannick able to take the first game, but it ain't over yet. Of course, Pan still with a great chance to strike back here as we head on into no move.
We do. Where are no move? We have concrete slabs on the road, which you see a lot in the Philippines, in Thailand as well, but we can tell that we are driving on the right because we see the front of the car. And Philippines drives on the right side, whereas Thailand is on the left side. So you can use that to distinguish in case you are not sure. But in this case, it does indeed look like the Philippines.
So how to differentiate like
However,
islands in the Philippines in a situation like this where you have no signs, not
don't.
really a whole lot to go by?
There's some vegetational clues. There are like some region-specific palm trees.
Yannick is fully
You have
committed
some
to this island.
region-specific pines. And some other trees, I don't even know the type, which are exclusive to Davao almost. But besides that, if you don't have those given, it is difficult.
They're both on the same island. We'll see if they're going to be right in being there. Actually, no, as a matter of fact, they were not on the same island. I thought they were, and that's me missing out on that one. And turning into 1,000 damage, 1,100 at that done to Yannick. As Pan gets off to the better start here in no move.
Two islands getting covered by their guesses, and it is another one. Classic Philippines. As I said, really hard to tell where you are if you don't have those very specific clues.
Now, Colombia.
had a
Was one of the first
cross.
myths, I learned, was the Colombian cross. And there we have it. in
Yeah,
its
it is
pride.
pretty good.
Yeah?
But you definitely need to be a bit careful with that because you can have crosses in Brazil as well.
Yep, I've also learned that the hard way.
Yep. And after you have learned that, then you know that you also have to kind of use the looks a bit. Or really tell which type of cross is the Colombian cross, because the one in Brazil looks a bit different, it's a bit thicker.
Exactly. Now, down towards Bangladesh we go,
Yeah.
at least according to Yannick, but really not a whole lot to go with here.
Not
I see
really,
that,
but I must say Bangladesh is a very recognizable country, with the flatness especially, and all those palm trees.
Both close here once again. As the score is really as tight as it could be. Just a couple of points separating the two, but yet another in the open location with no signage. Not a whole lot of houses to work with. Top side of... Okay.
Sabah poles. This double bar pole here is a Sabah specific pole. So we should be in the province of Sabah somewhere. And we even have the right road from Yanek.
On the
Playing
spot.
really well.
Yet
It's
again,
playing
yeah,
really
exactly.
well.
Playing incredibly well right now. They both are in this particular matchup. As we head on in to round number 5, out in the open once more.
Indeed, and now Philippines guess. I am not sure whether this is Thailand or Philippines for now. Do we have a poll? I assume there was something. And that is a very close guess. From Pan, dealing 1.1k, even though Yanek isn't that far off, but being that close, just on the other side of the water.
It's getting tricky. It's getting tricky. As Pan able to get himself ahead at least by a little bit. Look at this, the averages on their guesses here. Pan way ahead, but, well, I guess it's a good opportunity for Yanek to try and increase his average.
Yes, and we should be somewhere along the western side of Brazil.
Oh, just western
I
side.
don't know. I don't know if we are like in the Amazonas, in Para, even Mato Grosso is possible. I think one of the three is my vibe.
Well, Pan
Looks
opposite
very
setup. Towards the
Amazonian.
north. But where is Yanek going? Further west, and it was way
Mato Grosso.
further south. So Yannick's immediate reaction there, yes, he wins the round, but that could have been a whole hell of a lot more points taken off of Pan's health bar there had he been closer. Could have even won the game had he fully committed towards the southern side.
Again, we have a county sign. Are those birch trees? I'm not sure, but the trees definitely look more northern. It's northern vegetation here. Wish I could tell you the species. I always only say these trees are northern. I wish I could tell you what they are called, but I just use them by their looks and not what they actually are. I just recognize how they look like, and yeah, those looked very northern.
Did indeed, and indeed they were. As 500 points now separating the two here, coming into round 8 as we get a little tribute to the Mongolian backpackers, or mountaineers, whatever you want to call it. At least that's arguably one of the most recognizable cars, at least to me.
Yes.
In all of Street View, effectively.
Yeah, even the new coverage in Mongolia also has this.
Thank you. That makes it so much easier for me. I appreciate it.
They drove with a kind of similar car, also with these straps on it.
I saw a race once where you start in England and you have to drive through the you drive from England to Mongolia, and it's all for charity. And people build they don't build their own cars, but the car can't have a value of more than like 10,000. And I'm telling you, the last stretch where you have to drive through the Mongolian desert, a lot of cars break down there. So it makes sense that they have everything needed on this car in case they get stuck out in the middle of the Mongolian desert. Not easy to do, as they both are practically sat on top of each other 1 kilometer apart. As 18 damage goes Yannick's way.
Hey, Toby, we should make that challenge.
Driving
there.
I would rather be alive,
but
I think.
No, you don't get me. On Google Street View.
On Street View, yes. I'll drive from the UK. Yeah. I'll just hold down spacebar for 2 months.
Yeah.
And
just fast move it over there.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. As this round number 9, a crucial one at that, takes us down towards Argentina, at least according to Yanek. As I mean, he's at 300 points down. He would really want to get a good lead here coming into round 10.
Again, we have a very flat landscape, no mountains at all. Again, we should be somewhere on the eastern side. Again, I don't know how far north or south we are on that side, but you can use the road alignment. But it is just Argentina for you, man. It is so difficult. I have not solved this country, and many other pros also didn't.
Now you see Yanek there. Really wanted something big in this one. Not gonna happen, but there is still one more round to do it. Let's see if he can claw back in it. Set just around 600 points out. Might be going for the quick guess here to try and put some pressure on Pan.
Yes, I mean, I'm not so sure. It looks very dry mountainous, which puts you more towards the west. So I don't know, Washington, Oregon could make sense. I don't know which one it is. The road lines don't look like the Oregon lines, so maybe Washington is more likely. But definitely both possible.
Very well be.
So let's see who's right here.
Distance is big enough in between for it to be huge. Yanek is closer. Is it going to be more than 600 worth, though? Indeed, it will be, and therefore, he wins it. Wow.
Yes. Not too happy about that one, but that is one way to get in the 3 points for Yanek.